Hello students, in this video we will be solving problems under exercise 4.2 from the NCERT book and in the chapter quadratic equations. Our first question says find the roots of the following quadratic equation by factorization. So before we start solving, we need to know what are roots of quadratic equation. For that we will need to know or just have a recap of what are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial. So a real number alpha is called a zero of a quadratic polynomial p of x equal to ax square plus bx plus c if p of alpha is equal to 0. So what it tries to say is that if there is a number, okay, alpha, and that is a zero of a quadratic polynomial, let's say this is the quadratic polynomial and alpha is the zero of the polynomial, it means that when we replace x with alpha, the polynomial becomes 0. That is what it means, p of alpha equal to 0. So in place of x, if alpha is put, which is some real number, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. Now that we have revised what is a 0 of a quadratic polynomial, let's go to the roots of a quadratic polynomial or a quadratic equation. If p of x equal to 0 is a quadratic equation, the zeros of the polynomial p of x are called the roots of the equation p of x equal to 0. So what it means here is when we have learned to remove or find out the zeros of the polynomial in our polynomial chapter when we did that. Now the zeros of the polynomial are nothing but the roots of the quadratic equation. They are the same thing. Only here we will be focusing more on the roots of the equation, or in other words the zeros of the quadratic polynomial. There they are known as the zeros of the polynomial. Here we are dealing with a specific polynomial in this chapter, that is the quadratic polynomial. We have linear polynomials, we have quadratic polynomials, we have cubic polynomials. Here this chapter is specifically dedicated to quadratic polynomials and we know them as quadratic equation. So here the zeros of the quadratic polynomial are known as the roots of the quadratic equation. It's the same thing. Okay, so let's go to find out the roots of the quadratic, and to find out the roots of the quadratic equation we do this. The first method we know is by splitting the middle term. So let's do that, and if you need to know how to do find out using the splitting of the middle term, the link to that video is there in the description below. First problem is x square minus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. To find this out, all we need to do is split the middle term. So what we'll get over here is x square minus 3x minus 10. So that is clearly 5 2s are 10 with 5 as the negative number. So over here we can write x square minus 5x plus 2x minus 10 equal to 0. Take x common between the two and we take 2 common between these two. So we get x into x minus 5 plus 2 into x minus 5 equal to 0. We take what is common, that is x minus 5, and x plus 2 remains equal to 0. Okay, now this means that x minus 5 is also equal to 0 and x plus 2 is also equal to 0. So that is how we find the roots of the equation. So x minus 5 equal to 0 or x plus 2 equal to 0. Okay, so it can be either root, and then we take minus 5 on the other side and we get x equal to 5, and we take x equal to minus 5. So this tells you that the value of x, these are the zeros, which means when we substitute x equal to 5 in this equation we should get it as 0, and similarly if we substitute x equal to minus 2 in this equation we should also get it as 0. I'll show you how. First let us complete this problem. So you can say therefore 5 and minus 2 are the roots of, if write the quadratic equation, that is x square minus 3x minus 10 equal to 0. Okay. Now why we call them as zeros or the roots? Okay, because if we substitute x equal to 5 into this equation, this whole equation will turn 0. So let's do that. Okay, x square, just I'll show you one example to once again refresh your memory why it is called 0. So instead of x, I'll put 5. So 5, I'll put equal to sign. 5 square minus 3 into 5 minus 10. So 5 square will become 25. Minus 3 into 5 will be minus 15 minus 10. Minus 15 minus 10 becomes minus 25. Minus 25 plus 25 gives you 0, which is equal to the right hand side. Similarly, if you put x equal to minus 2 in this equation, you should also get 0. So let's do that as well. Minus 10, and instead of x, we'll put minus 2 whole square. 3 into minus 2 minus 10. Minus 2 whole square will be positive 4. Minus 3 into minus 3 into minus 2 will give us plus 6 minus 10. Plus 4 plus 6 gives us positive 10. Positive 10 minus negative 10 will be 0, which is also equal to right hand side. So these are the zeros, and the zeros of the quadratic equation are known as the roots of the quadratic equation. Fine. Let's solve the next one. Next problem says 2x square plus x minus 6 equal to 0. So clearly it is this. So 2x square plus 4x minus 3x minus 6 equal to 0. Okay. Now we take 2x common between the two, we will get 2x, and what remains behind is x plus 2. Here we will take minus sign common and 3 common between the two. So minus 3, what remains is x plus 2 equal to 0. We take what is common, x plus 2 in one bracket, and what is left in another bracket, 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Okay, so we can write x plus 2 equal to 0 or 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Take 2 on the other side, we get x equal to minus 2. Here we take 3 on the side, it becomes positive 3, and we take 2 down. So we will get x equal to positive 3 upon 2. You can say therefore minus 2 and positive 3 upon 2 are roots of 2x square plus x minus 6 equal to 0. Right? Next problem is root 2x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. So over here, once again, this I'll show you how to do it. So as we have learned before, in splitting the middle term, we need to multiply the first term and the last term. So if we multiply the first term and last term, this is what we get, 5 root 2 into root 2. That should give us, root 2 into root 2 gives us 2. 2 into 5 is 10. Okay, so we need to, the middle term has to be a sum of the two numbers. So which will be obviously 5 into 2. So we'll put this as root 2 x square plus 5x plus 2x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. Sorry, there's no equal to sign here. Okay, so now what do we take common? Over here, I'll change it to 2 because it will be easier to take things common between the two. So I've just changed it to 2x plus 5x, which was 5x. So 5x, 2x gives us 7x, and 5 into 2 also gives us 10, which we got over here. So over here we can, what can we take common over here? We can take root 2 common. Okay, we can rewrite this as root 2 x square plus root 2 into root 2 x. 2 I have written as root 2 into root 2, and here we'll leave it the way it is. So 5x, because we've got 5 and 5 common over here, 5x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. So here, as I've already marked, we can take root 2 common and x common between. So root 2 x, what is left behind here is just x. Here only root 2 will remain behind. Here we can take 5 common. So between the two, what is left behind is just x plus root 2 equal to 0. We take what is common in one bracket first, x plus root 2, and what is left behind, we write root 2 x plus 5 equal to 0. Okay, so we can write x plus root 2 equal to 0 or root 2 x plus 5 equal to 0. Now I'll write or complete these roots, find out these roots over here. So x plus root 2, I'm writing it again, x plus 2 root 2 equal to 0 or root 2 x plus 5 equal to 0. This will become x equal to minus root 2, and here this will be root 2 x equal to minus 5. Root 2 then goes down and become x equal to minus 5 upon root 2. Okay. Now we never keep root 2 in the denominator. We need to rationalize it, okay, because we need a rational denominator. So what we do is we multiply it by root 2 and root 2. So it's up numerator as well as denominator. So what we get now is minus 5 into root 2, and root 2 into root 2 will give you 2, which is a rational number. So these are the roots. So you can say therefore minus root 2 and minus 5 root 2 upon 2 are roots of what was our equation? Root 2 x square plus 7x plus 5 root 2 equal to 0. Okay. Next problem is 2x square minus x plus 1 upon 8 equal to 0. So to get rid of this 8, what I'll do is I'll multiply 8 throughout. 8 on multiply it by 8 on the left hand side, right hand side. So if I do that, then this will be, I can say, multiply by 8 on both sides to balance it. So 8 into 0 is 0 itself, so we don't need to write anything on the right hand side, we'll keep it as 0. 8 into 2 will become 16 x square. 8 into minus x will become minus 8x plus 8 into 1 upon 8. So 8 and 8 will cancel. We are left with just 1, and this is what we should get. Fine. Now we need to split the middle term over here. Since the negative sign is in between and positive at the end, we can easily make out that the two middle terms are both negative. We can say 16x square minus 4x plus 1 equal to 0. So we take 4x common between the two. We are left with just 4x minus 1. Here we'll take negative sign common. That is the only thing you can take, and we'll put minus 1. We get positive 4x minus 1 equal to 0. So we take what is common first, 4x minus 1, and what is left is also 4x minus 1. So basically this was 4x minus 1 the whole square. So we can say, put it down over here, 4x minus 1 equal to 0. So it's enough to find just one root, because both the roots are the same. We say 4x equal to 1, and x can be written as 1 upon 4. We can say therefore 1 upon 4 and 1 upon 4, there are two roots and both are the same, are roots of the equation 2x square minus x plus 1 upon 8 equal to 0. Right? If you want, you can also write, there's no harm in writing the other one as well. It will be the same thing, like this. Okay, but I didn't write. So when you have the square, it's okay if you write it once. It's okay if you write it twice as well. Okay, the answer will be like this. But provided you make sure you mention that the roots are the same and mention both of them in your final statement. Coming to the final problem, it's 100x square minus 20x plus 1 equal to 0. Once again, the middle term is negative and the constant term is positive, which tells us that both the terms are negative. So we can get that easily. 100x square minus 10x minus 10x, that will give us minus 20x, and 10 into 10 is also 100, and positive 1 equal to 0. We take 10x common between the two, we'll be left with 10x over here minus 1 over here. We take negative sign common over here, negative 1, we're left with 10x minus 1 here as well. So take what is common, 10x minus 1, and we are left with also 10x minus 1. So similar to the previous problem. So once again, I'll put it over here, 10x minus 1 equal to 0 or 10x minus 1 equal to 0. You can write 10x equal to 1, x equal to 1 upon 10. Similarly, here also 10x equal to 1, x equal to 1 upon 10. We can write therefore 1 upon 10 comma 1 upon 10 are the roots of 100x square minus 20x plus 1 equal to 0. Okay. With this we have completed the first question under exercise 4.2. If you have liked this video, click the like button, share it with your friends and classmates. Please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be notified whenever a new video is posted. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.